Brenda Lee lived a double life for 30 years, and no one knew, until now, because beneath the image of the cheerful, powerful voice star existed a private world built on control, restraint, and emotional survival rather than scandal. From early childhood, Brenda Lee was thrust into professional responsibility, performing with poise long before she had the freedom to understand what fame demanded. Audiences saw confidence, polish, and endless energy, while behind the scenes she learned discipline as a necessity, not a choice. Her public life required constant availability, gratitude, and composure, even when exhaustion and pressure quietly accumulated. To protect herself, Lee developed a second life away from the stage, one defined by routine, privacy, and guarded emotional boundaries. This separation allowed her to function in an industry that rarely paused to consider the cost of early success. For decades, she balanced these two worlds with remarkable precision, never allowing the cracks to show. The double life was not driven by rebellion or deception, but by a need to preserve identity. Lee understood that if she revealed vulnerability too openly, it could be exploited or misunderstood. Her career supported family, business obligations, and expectations far beyond her years, reinforcing the belief that strength was mandatory. While peers chased excess or public reinvention, Lee chose stability, deliberately avoiding chaos that could spill into her private space. Her marriage and home life became anchors, offering predictability in contrast to the relentless unpredictability of fame. Yet even this stability required sacrifice, as Lee often suppressed personal needs to maintain balance. She became skilled at compartmentalization, delivering warmth and accessibility onstage while conserving emotional energy offstage. The industry praised her professionalism without recognizing its origin in survival. Over time, the strain of maintaining two identities quietly deepened. Publicly, Lee expressed gratitude and humility, reinforcing her image as grounded in content. Privately, she wrestled with the weight of being eternally associated with youth and novelty, fighting to be recognized as a serious, evolving artist. She feared being frozen in a single era, valued only for memories rather than growth. This tension pushed her to refine her craft continuously, even as visibility decreased. The double life extended to how she processed success, applause, and criticism, absorbing them internally rather than publicly. As years passed, reflection replaced urgency. Lee began acknowledging that living two lives had protected her but also limited openness. Speaking later with honesty, she revealed that strength often masked vulnerability, and privacy was essential to endurance. The truth did not emerge through scandal, but through time, perspective, and quiet self-awareness. Fans learned that authenticity does not always require full access, and that boundaries can be acts of self-respect. Lee's story reframes fame as something to be managed rather than embraced fully. Her double life was an intentional design, allowing her to survive an industry that often consumes its youngest talents. By separating who she was from what the world demanded, Brenda Lee maintained dignity, longevity, and inner stability. The revelation does not diminish her legacy, it deepens it, showing that resilience sometimes means choosing what to withhold. Brenda Lee lived two lives not because she was hiding something shameful, but because she understood that survival sometimes depends on silence, balance, and self-protection. The public rarely saw how carefully she measured exposure, declining opportunities that threatened her equilibrium and prioritizing long-term health over short-term attention. This approach confused observers who expected constant visibility, yet it preserved her voice, reputation, and sense of self. Lee's quiet choices demonstrated an understanding that longevity required limits, especially for women whose value was often tied to youth. By insisting on control, she avoided many pitfalls that consumed contemporaries. Her story also highlights the absence of safeguards for child performers, who were expected to mature instantly while remaining forever agreeable. Lee filled that gap herself, building structure where none existed. In later years, she expressed gratitude for the life she protected, acknowledging the cost without regret. The revelation invites compassion rather than shock, urging audiences to reconsider assumptions about transparency and success. Brenda Lee's double life stands as a testament to intentional living under pressure, proving that resilience can be quiet, strategic, and profoundly human. It reminds us that endurance in entertainment often belongs to those who know when to perform and when to retreat, choosing self-preservation over constant visibility, and honoring inner life as fiercely as public achievement. This understanding ultimately allowed her to age with grace, autonomy, and unwavering respect from those who truly listened. Over time, and quietly,